Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. Tisha here, back to discuss something that I had planned to only mention when I did the review for this week's episode of Beyond the Villa. But there is so much going on in the Love Island universe that I could not let this go by without discussing it. So today we're here to talk about Janae and Kenny from Love Island season 6. And when I tell you that this story had me disappointed. It has me so disappointed. Unfortunately, I'm not surprised that they broke up. I just did not think that it would be for this. Okay, Janae Craig, Kenny Rodriguez. This one is messy and complicated, and it's definitely still unfolding. So let's go ahead and get into this. Now, I want to rewind for a second because Janae and Kenny were first introduced to us on Love Island USA. Janae quickly became a fan favorite. Kenny arrived as a bombshell, and because he showed interest in her, supposedly, people were rooting for them. Janae was instantly smitten with him. It took a little time because he was still trying to figure stuff out because he went to Casa Amor and brought a whole nother girl back, probably who may be more of his type, right? So Janae, in my opinion, always liked him more than he liked her. And in the end, despite that, they still became a thing. Now, they did not win the show, but they did win a lot of fans. Full transparency, I did not want Janae to pick him when they had the whole thing happening. If you watch the show, they had these people come in for Casa Amor, a bunch of guys, and there was a guy up there by the name of Jacoby, and I wanted her to pick him, but she did not because she liked Ketty. So at some point they get out the villa. They are together. They end up becoming an actual couple. They do press and travel and fun. We see vlogs and her meeting his family and things like that, giving us the impression as viewers that they were solid, right? Because if you see them doing family travels and she's being invited on family vacations, you would think it's because he really cares about her, right? You would think that they were in love and that their relationship might last. I was giving them 2 years because to me, they seem like they were in different spaces. Kenny is a few years younger than Janae. Janae seemed more like being ready to settle down, whereas Kenny on the show had said he would want to settle down much later. So Janae is this confident, beautiful, charismatic woman, and Kenny is kind of more laid back. But over time, because of the TikToks and things of that nature, he won a lot of the audience over, as well as a lot of viewers over. And their opposites seem to attract, and they seem, I'm using the word seem, to make it work. Together, they reach new levels, they get sponsorships and brand deals and more. So the Kane stands, as they call themselves, I think that was their name, they were rooting for them. But out of nowhere came this breakup announcement, right? They are coming up on it being a year of them together. And we get this breakup announcement out of nowhere. Now, really, it wasn't an announcement at first that they broke up. People started suspecting things, right? Because they saw that Janae had unfollowed Kenny, that he was out of her bio, and that he had done the same. They saw that Janae took down a lot of pictures that she had on her page with him, with the exception of at the time when it first began, sponsored content. So she unfollows him, he unfollows her. A lot of the cast at this point are beginning to unfollow Kenny as well. So my first thoughts are like, okay, they're unfollowing him. The ladies, PPG, him and Janae must have probably broken up. Maybe he cheated on her. Maybe there was some infidelity. Maybe they just, something along those lines. I never thought it was going to be what we know now, or what is being assumed now or alleged now, which is that he didn't really ever see it for her. We're going to get to it. So, as I said, a lot of the cast unfollowed him. People were still making various speculations left and right to the point where he was being called a cheater, and people were showing images of these supposed women that he cheated with, and how they noticed that he liked this one girl's stories more than this other girl. It's just the things that people paid attention to. It still was all speculation. And then boom, Janae finally posted on her story on IG. It says, "Hi, my loves. Thank you for all your love and support. It means the world to me. As you know, Kenny and I are no longer together. Understand, that was the first time that there was confirmation that, yes, these two people are no longer together." She said, "Please know that I have seen all the breakup theories and none matched up to how terrible, disgusting, and disappointing it truly is. Now, to go from it being where he cheated on you, you're saying terrible, disgusting, and truly disappointing. Discovering that someone you loved isn't whom you thought they were, and that the relationship you thought you were building hasn't been genuine since day one, has been truly devastating." That's a big statement right there. What did she find out that has her feeling like what she thought she knew in the beginning is completely wrong? She says, "Thank you for respecting my privacy. And please know, as a child of God, I will always be okay." Basically, he betrayed her in some kind of way, right? So, next thing we know, alleged DMs start popping up. There's screenshots claiming that Kenny was talking to other women, as I said. There are some messages that were put out there. There are speculations. Some feel like they could have some, some prudence to them. They might be real. Others seem kind of fake. People start sharing more stories of how they saw him, as I said, liking this person, or that he cheated, or that they got into a big argument after the last video of we saw them going to this party and dancing. People were already ready to cancel him on cheating rumors alone. Then he decided to post. He says, "The past few days have been incredibly difficult." Matter of fact, let me put on my news reporter voice because it's very much giving that I looked this thing up and try to figure out the best way to say this. "The past few days have been incredibly difficult. I've been quietly sitting with a lot of emotions and doing my best to process everything privately. Breakups are never easy, especially in the public eye. Sometimes, despite how deeply you care for someone, you come to the hard truth that the relationship was not something that could last long term." My personal opinions, he knew that it couldn't last long term before they even got to this point. I don't think he ever had intentions of it lasting. Let's keep going. "I'll always be grateful for the time we shared and the memories we created. I released this chapter with no ill will." Why would you have ill will when it's alleged that you're the one who did something to her? Let me continue. "With no ill will, only a hope that Janae's path forward brings her nothing but happiness." When he said it, when I saw it, I was like, let me be clear. I've never followed Kenny. I followed her. And Threads was going crazy. And Threads very quickly was like, Janae put a response up. So I went to go look at that. I don't know why he put up a response, because that response not only activated Janae, but it activated PPG and a lot of the other ladies that are on the show, as well as her friends and family. So Janae says, at Kenny Rodriguez, she added him so he could know I'm talking about you. STFU, you know what that means? Shut the up. She put some, I could feel the heat on that. "You manipulative liar. You not taking accountability and telling people the type of person you really are is insane to me. My first statement was me being nice. Don't piss me off." I said, oh, oh, Janae is going in. Well, she wasn't the only one, because you got Serena under a picture calling him a narcissist and a racist, which that's a big jump. And then you got Leah making comments about pictures under his page saying, "Remove my man off your page." And then you got her reposting the screenshot of what I just said, Janae said, and her adding this at Kenny Rogers. "Put a sock in it, chat GPT head ass." I said, what? Turns out, because Liv later asked if this statement is from Chat GPT and it said yes, or is it AI and it said yes? Apparently, they're saying that he got that statement from Chat GPT. She says, tell the truth for once. Racist, clout, money hungry, and a scammer since day one, trying to make it seem like it's something it's not. DW, Arne is blessed and highly favored. This is getting bad. This is getting bad. When PPG unites and they activate, it's getting bad because the men have been followed too. Now, to my knowledge, none of the men have said anything. I know Kendall posted a video of them dancing, saying that he loves her. I don't know how I feel. Part of me wants them to say something, but Janae herself still hasn't said what all has happened. Right? I already said Serena. Serena also said, remember, this isn't a show. This is about someone's actual feelings. It may just be tea for you all, but it's not for us. We already know how I'm coming behind Janae, and trust, so does he. I know that chat was lit up whenever Janae discovered what she discovered, because they're alleging, still hasn't been confirmed by Janae, they're alleging that Janae stumbled upon some text messages that were in a group thread between him and his friends, and it was saying disparaging things about her. I can only imagine that she probably screenshotted those and sent them to her girls, or maybe even kept a copy for herself, but they seem to be privy to what's going on. Next, you have Liv responding to Kenny. Your pathetic excuse for a story is laughable. I can't even put into words how good of a person Nene is and how hard it is to watch her go through something like this. Kenny Rodriguez, I hope this gives you the clout you always wanted, you effing loser. I said, oh, Kayla responded too. Kaylor said, Kenny Rogers is a poor excuse of a man. You lost the most beautiful, genuine soul. Shame on you. I believe, I don't know who this is. I don't know if this is a friend or a cousin or somebody who works close with her, but this person said, chat, I've been keeping my mouth shut for so long. At Janae Craig carried that immature, manipulator, insecure, and psychopath so called of a man for an entire year with the eyeball emoji. My heart hurts for you, baby girl, but I'm so happy you have real family and friends who will help you grow through this. You are the most caring human anyone can have in their life, and I pray you find so much better. The light is coming to take what darkness stole. I really, really, more than anything, what I feel sorry for is the fact that this isn't just a thing where they broke up because he cheated. This is a thing where she may have allegedly stumbled upon something that broke her in a different way because she was kind of lying with the enemy. Just when folks thought the scandal couldn't get any worse, allegations surfaced. I'm saying allegations. Let me make sure I'm saying this. It's alleged, accusing Kenny of making racist remarks in a private conversation. Her friend, in anger, it's not still up there, Charmaine. She's in several vlogs with her on YouTube and things of that nature. I've seen them do a couple of vlogs together. I think it's her roommate as well. Um, she says, my advice for women in relationships: if you have access, go through your man's phone today, all caps. Now, I personally don't think you should do that. That's not my style, but I understand where she's coming from here. She says, search keywords like, I don't like black women. Understand, the fact that she's telling us what we should search in a phone, to me, is because these are statements that she saw being made in Kenny's phone. Because why would you say to specifically search for these things? Search for things like, I don't like black women. I thought I would get more money from this. I'm faking this relationship. Going on the show would be for clout. I can't wait to be done with this so I can F hella itches. She said, you'll thank me later. P.S. Never spare a man. Dog them out, baby girl. I think that that is a message for Janae. Janae still has not came out and said what it is. Part of me wonders if it's because she doesn't want people to come at her the way I've already seen in some of the comments where they are blaming Janae, saying that it's obvious that Kenny wasn't into her and all those other things, and that she was pushy and she was this and she was that. I think Janae's been the same person from day one. The way that we saw her in the villa, where she had certain expectations, was the same way she seems to appear on the show. So to blame her for being who she is, I think that's wrong. I think there's a bigger issue here, that these text messages are basically making comments alleging, it's alleged that Kenny doesn't see it for Black women. And if he doesn't, that's fine, but be honest about it. Why go on a show and seek out Janae if you never were interested in a woman that looked like her? It's okay for people to have their preference, but don't talk negatively about someone because they're not your preference. I myself, I dated a white man one time and it didn't go anywhere. I was in college. It was my freshman year of college. He was going to a HBCU. I was going to a PWI. He and I met up at a party at his HBCU, even though he was a Caucasian man. And he asked me out on a date. Now, I was like, I never dated a white man before, but I'm going to go. We went on 2 dates and it just wasn't for me. That doesn't mean that I'm wrong because I prefer like darker complected men. It's just what it is. And it's okay if that's his preference as well. But if he knew that prior to coming into this, I'm side eyeing him. I am, because y'all, it's being said that they referred to her as the N word and laughed about it. Now, I don't know because Janae still hasn't confirmed, but obviously, based on her friend's statements saying, I don't like Black women and I'm faking this relationship, there's a lot more here to unpack. And I just wonder when she's going to say it. I hope that at some point something is said, but we don't know. So, alleged texts or messages where he made some really questionable comments about Black women seem to be aimed directly at Janae herself. Let me be clear. These are allegations. They have not been verified, but the comments were enough to stir up some real outrage. And if even a fraction of what is being said is true, then this breakup isn't about cheating. This breakup is about the emotional damage and disrespect, and it's just so much deeper than infidelity. A lot has come out in this season about, and not their season. By this season, I'm talking about season 7. That makes me feel like racism is so much more prominent in the world than I even understood, and it's bothersome. It's so bothersome to me. What really shook people was that Kenny had built up a lot of his platform by being in a relationship with this beautiful woman. So now hearing that there may be possible claims where he is disrespecting the very community that she is from behind closed doors cannot sit right with her. That's not just betrayal. That's like something that's even deeper than that. It's sick. It's sick to go an entire year doing this for views and for money. Kenny on Beyond the Villa is saying that he doesn't want to do this anymore. And I said in the episode, if you didn't want to be an influencer and if you miss doing sales, then go back to sales. No one told you that you had to do this, which makes me wonder if he did that for clout as well. His numbers are dropping, so he may get what he wants because like what, a day and a half ago I looked and he was at 800 and 10,000 followers, and the last time I checked he was like at 658,000. So the number is going down, and I haven't even checked again. I might do it before I get off, but I'm sure that it's going down some more. As for Janae, she's been quiet for the most part now. She repeated some of the things and reposted some of the things that people have said, but she has not gone on a rant as of yet. But I can feel that there's going to be a shift at some point just in her tone to his response. It really seems to be contingent upon what it is that Kenny puts out. Her post to me is giving that she is really trying to make sure that she doesn't do too much, because she still, of course, loves and cares about this man, and she still loves and cares about his family, because I saw on one person's TikTok that she had even corrected them and said that his family didn't have anything to do with this. This was about him. This is about what he did. I do believe that there have been more fans rallying behind her than not. I think majority of the folks are supporting her. They're telling her that, she dodged a bullet and it's a good thing that, she knows now. Others are still waiting for a full explanation, but honestly, if she never says another word, that is her right. It's her right not to tell us anything else. She doesn't have to. Um, so where does that leave us? This breakup isn't just some celebrity drama to scroll past. Now, some people may not feel like they're celebs, but some people do. It's a reminder that what you see is that is online is never the entire picture. People can build an entire image, a brand, even a business on being this perfect person, this perfect couple, but behind closed doors, things could be something completely different. As for Kenny, whether the cheating rumors or the racism allegations are true, his silence isn't helping and him responding isn't helping. I don't really know what he can do other than let us know what really, really happened. But I think people are going to be at him for a little bit. I think if he wants to salvage anything like his image and his so-called integrity, that he should come forward and at some point be honest and take accountability, whatever that looks like. Because right now, his name is, being dragged for filth. Let me know what you think. Do you believe that the allegations about racism are real? Do you think that Janae should speak out, or should she keep her peace? Drop a comment below and we'll get into it. Until next time, stay safe and protect your peace. And let's keep our thoughts, our positive vibes, and our thoughts and prayers out there for Janae, because this is heavy, not just her, but the entire cast and their families, because they have built a family by doing this show. And this has got to be extremely triggering and extremely hurtful for a lot of them, because he is now someone that they didn't know. And of course, they're going to want to make sure that they're there to support their friend. And because this is being done in the public, it adds another layer to it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to let me know your thoughts down below. And don't forget to like the video. Until next time.